Hello everyone. I hope every day you take food, right? But from where did you get that food? Have you ever imagined from where do we get that food and who give us that food that we used to take every day? It can be rice, it can be sugar, it can be um, even meat also. Meat is just a secondary product. So now, as we know that we human, we cannot make our own food, right? We need something or the other for us to provide food. So now, in this online tutorial class for today, I'll be taking about what is and what do you mean by photosynthesis and its chemical mechanism, as we can see, because most of the time in classes it can be from 10 below, okay, they will only give you just what is the meaning of photosynthesis, maybe the equation, but what is going on in the process of photosynthesis they will not be uh, publish it in your textbook. So now let us go straight to the topic. As we know that all of you, I think by now you should be able to know what is the meaning of photosynthesis. Even if you ask class 5, class 6 students, they will be able to give you that answer. What is the meaning of photosynthesis? In general, photosynthesis is nothing but it's the process by which green plant make their own food or manufacture their own food by using water, carbon dioxide, sunlight and chlorophyll to give out energy and oxygen. Here, oxygen acts as a byproduct. So now, when you talk about photosynthesis, what comes into your mind? I think you would be able to picture within yourself that when you heard the term photosynthesis, you always comes the color that is green, right? As we know that photosynthesis always takes place only in the green living things. So now, why is the plant green? That is very common, very easy. We know that plant is green because due to the presence of chlorophyll. So now, have you ever imagined carbon dioxide, photosynthesis is not meant only for the process of making food? Because as we know that plant takes in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen as the byproduct of this process. In that case, we will be able to know that it also helps in the cycle of carbon, that is from us to the plant, then it gives back oxygen to us, and then we take in oxygen and then give out carbon dioxide, and this cycle or process keep on continuing until either one of the organism die. But if you die also, and if the plant die also, that carbon will not remain in the soil forever, because many other microorganisms, they will use up your whatever left nutrients or elements present inside your body, because when anything dies, the process of decomposition takes place, so automatically that carbon will keep on cycling from one process to the other. Okay, now let's not go too much deeper about that. You know that the process of photosynthesis was discovered by Robert Hill, and also this process also is known as the Hill reaction, because it was discovered by him. And the other name for the process of photosynthesis is photochemical reaction. So now, what do you understand by the term photosynthesis? If you break down if you break down this word, that is photosynthesis. Photo means light and synthesis means to produce. So in this process, we use light to produce energy. So now, what is that energy? That energy is nothing but just a simple sugar, that is glucose, C6H12O6. There are many other organisms also which can perform this process of photosynthesis, like the bacteria. There are some like the cyanobacteria or the blue-green algae, we used to call it. So now, to make this simple sugar, what do we need? We need carbon, that is the plant gets from the atmosphere, that we human give out as the process of respiration. And water, where does it get water? Water the plant always get from the soil, because it has a roots, so that roots absorb the water. So now it is similar with us human being, because even if you are being provided let's say vegetables, then utensils and food grains, but without energy we will not be able to manufacture our food, that is fire. Fire is a form of energy that we need to use in order to cook our food. So now but in case of a green plant, what is that fire, or what is that sources of energy? That sources of energy is the sunlight, because sun is a source of energy as well. Any source of light, it is known as a source of energy. It can be artificial light, whatever. That is just the emission of photons, because in the sun rays there is a small particle known as the photons. Photons are positively charged. These photons are used to break down the hydrogen molecule with oxygen, because as we know that water is made up of hydrogen and oxygen. So in the process of photosynthesis, there are two steps, that is the light reaction and the dark reaction. Light reaction takes place when there is source of energy. Dark reaction, it doesn't mean that it takes place in the absence of light, because it's nowadays it is not being called as dark reaction. There is another term for that, because it happens even in the presence of even in the presence of sunlight. Now I've talked too much about photosynthesis and all, but what makes the plant to absorb that photon or the light source from the sun? That light source from the sun is being absorbed by the green pigment that is present in the leaves, that is known as the chlorophyll, because chlorophyll is found inside the leaves of the plants. Inside the leaves of the plant there are some bilayer structure known as the granum, that I will be explaining in the next topic on dark and light reaction. Okay, so now this photosynthesis play a major role in the recycle of nutrients and all. Because for an examples, you might confuse, right? You in the books of smaller kids like class 1, class 2, they mention that plant is the producer. That means plant give us food. They give food to animals, humans, birds, and all. But have you ever imagined what is that they produce? For an example, if you take rice, now what is the composition or the nutrients that are present in rice? It is carbohydrates. So now carbohydrates are made up of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. So in the same way, here in photosynthesis, the plant cannot use directly that light energy or photons. So in order to use that energy or photons, it needs to convert into the organic form, that is the glucose form. Because plant cannot consume photons directly, it needs the electron transport as well as the electron donor and as well as energy to continue the process of photosynthesis. So I will continue my topic in the next class. Thank you guys.